Hey folks, my name's Ed Trevors. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm an Anglican priest serving in the beautiful parish of St. Margaret of Scotland that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Gwe. The other day, YouTube did what YouTube does. YouTube sent me down a rabbit hole of clips from an old TV show. Now, I went happily. I put up no struggle, I put up no fight. I went happily. The show in question was MASH. Remember that show about the surgical hospital in Korea with Hawkeye and the lot? Well, one of the characters that I truly enjoyed in that show, and not because he was a priest, but it's Father Mulcahy. Father Mulcahy was gentle until he wasn't, and he was soft-spoken until he wasn't, and he was calm until he wasn't. And I thought the actor who played that part and the writers who wrote those scripts, they did a great job of offering us the huge gap between those his many dualities. But anyhow, one of the clips that I watched was Father Mulcahy's best sermon. And in this sermon of his, he's pretty distraught. He had had an encounter with a person who really forced him to see himself in a different light. And he preached from that place. He preached from that introspective place and offered the people who were there, insight from his own moment and experience of growth. One of the things he said in that sermon is what I want to share with you. He's talking about our presence in people's lives and how important it is. Now he starts off by saying, God created us, not for accolades and not for rewards and not for pats on the back. No. God created us to be there for one another. What he says exactly is, he created us so he could be here himself. So he could exist in the lives of those he created in his image. This is a pretty powerful statement. That God created us so that God could be present to creation. So that God could be present in the lives of those God created. Now, we could look at this from the human perspective, right? We could look at this from the great, big, grand, yes, that is the point of humanity. But sometimes when we do that, we lose the onus that it places on you and I. The personal responsibility that is placed on you and I to live this way. And so I want to sort of speak about Mulcahy's words from that perspective. Because this is why you and I were created. This is exactly why you and I were created. We were created to bring God into the lives of others. We were created to be the conduit through which God would be present in the lives of others. Now, I know you're going to say, well, what if I'm not a person who believes? You don't get off the hook. You're not off the hook. See, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if you believe in God. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're a Hindu. It doesn't matter if you're a pagan. It doesn't matter what you believe. Every single one of us have a responsibility for our brothers and sisters around us. And our presence in their lives is ridiculously important and can be ridiculously powerful, life-giving, nurturing, transformative moments for everyone involved, ourselves included. We are created, we grow, we exist to be in community with one another. Every human being does better when they are in a community, a welcoming, a loving, an inclusive community. A community where everybody takes care of one another. A community where nobody is left behind and nobody is left without and nobody is left abandoned. This is how humans have lived since the first human took breath. From a religious perspective, I would agree with Mulcahy that is bringing about the presence of God. That when we live like that, we are bringing God into the presence of other people's lives. When we offer love and when we offer compassion and mercy and charity, when we offer our hands to help our brothers and sisters, when we offer our ears to listen to our brothers and sisters, when we offer our shoulders for our brothers and sisters to cry on, when we are there to help hold people up, to help bandage their wounds, to help encourage them to take the next step, we are bringing the presence of God into their lives. But it does come down to choice. Will we be the type of person, whether you're a person of faith or not, will we be the type of person that brings life into another person's life? Will we be the type of person that nurtures another person's life? Will we be the type of person that enables and encourages transformation, positive transformation in another person's life? Or not? Will we choose to be people who bring community together, bring light and love and joy and peace and comfort and forgiveness into the lives of those we are living in community with, or not? We're not forced to do anything. But we are, as the good Father Mulcahy says, created for a purpose. And should we choose to live out that purpose, we bring all the greatest characteristics of God into the lives of people who need it. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. I pray that you and I will say yes to this call. That you and I will choose to bring love and light and life into the lives of all we encounter, that we will choose to be a conduit through which God's presence enters into the lives of all those we encounter. Amen. Numultus.